This is not evil. For evil, this is the righteous wrath of God for evil. All our dealings will be honest. I have real peace. God is the highest authority, not government. Governments are to serve God. If a government doesn't have as a rule that heaven rules, it will be demolished. Up until now, God has required that we live under the present authority. But because of what is happening now, that is not to the benefit of instituting His way. God has passed judgment on the present governments. If all the governments are to be on my shoulders, then they will do as I say. Any government that allows the murder of babies deserves the wrath of God. And any person that supports that unrighteous government deserves the same wrath. By saying you want a democracy, you are worshiping the beast. We are building the kingdom of God. No longer will we support another in any way. We will not support other governments with our hands or our minds. The governments will threaten you to do as they say. Don't take the mark. Choose God or their government. Just because we live under governments of man and beast doesn't mean we had to like them. Saying you want them is like the early church Christians saying they liked the Roman Empire. I wouldn't ask you, command you to forsake all other governments unless God had told me to. If God didn't want us to forsake other governments, He wouldn't have shown us how to destroy them. God wouldn't have given the lives of the Davidians if He didn't want it used against them. The government didn't just kill Koresh, but also nearly 80 other innocent people. The sins of the government have reached heaven. It's one thing to follow governments, and it's another if they make us sin. No government is worth going to hell. Our governments are basically controlled by Satan. Since the governments of the world won't change, we will start our own apart from them. You will quickly see what government is better, ours or theirs. They will still need some sort of rule. Someone has to take care of the unbelievers. Borders are still in place, but not manned by us. We are the United Nations for God. Our government is different from others because our priorities and what we stand for are different. Their governments will fall because what revenue they do collect will not be enough to survive. Our government will provide the same services as theirs, but with different priorities. Our priorities will be people, not things like cops, weapons, making the rich richer, jails, borders, politicians, and bureaucracies. Our government also will not have a lot of laws. We will not overburden people so they are just another numbered slave. The governments of the world think a godless society is best. I and my God disagree. This world ain't big enough for the two of us. It's me or the governments. Governments are ordained by God, and the new ordained one is moving in. Yes, we are supposed to live under the governments that are in place. But the truth is, no government has lasted that long for us to truly say we didn't change it. This time, when we change the governments, we are changing all of them in the world at the same time. God is instituting a new order. No longer will we be presided over by civil authorities. We are a kingdom of priests and kings. We will have an appointed, elected system of rulers. You can choose between who we okay. What if a government says Christianity is outlawed? Is that ordained by God?